can be seated as we move into the Haftarah that Matt's been reading the Haftarah for the last couple of years, and I always find it so special. So I asked him if he would kind of talk about why this is so important to him, and he agreed. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi Harris. Thank you to all of you for allowing me the privilege of chanting the Haftarah today. And as Rabbi Harris said, I'd like to just share a few words of what it means to me. Some of this is personal, but I hope it will mean something to all of you in one way or another. My father enjoyed being able to read the Haftarah from time to time, and his first, and as it happens, the only opportunity he had to chant this Haftarah was in 1985. And he really liked this one. It beautifully evokes all the feelings of Rosh Hashanah. There is the pathos, the image of our matriarch Rachel crying inconsolably for her people who have been lost and will not return. There is contrition, the image of Ephraim, the remnant of Israel, lamenting his transgressions and asking, Hashiveni v'ashuva, receive me back, let me return, for you, O Lord, are my God. And there is the promise of God's everlasting love and compassion, from the very first words of the Haftarah right through to God's concluding proclamation, I will receive Ephraim back in love. When my father read this Haftarah in 1985, however, just shy of his 60th birthday, he was suffering from a brain tumor that took his life about 6 months later. So while I was grateful for his honor, and I was glad that he had the physical stamina to mount the bima and to read the words of the Haftarah, I also found it perhaps a bit cruel. After all, in verse 17, Jeremiah says, Yesh tikva la'acharitech, there is hope for your future. What hope did a man with a terminal illness have? But I later came to appreciate these words in a different way. While acharitech is usually translated as your future, it could also be translated as that which will come after you. And so I found myself approaching the high holidays in 2021, which was 36 years, double chai, after my father's recitation of the Haftarah, and I realized I had experienced so many blessings in those years, both individually and in my family and as part of the larger world, and I had reached more than the 60 years my father was allowed. It all seemed to me to be the proof of Jeremiah's words. There is hope not only for the future we may experience ourselves, but there is also hope because of the foundations we lay and the vineyards we plant for those who come with us and after us. So that history is part of why I have a hard time making it through the Haftarah without a little hitch in my voice. But it's more than that. Our collective memories are deep, and we bring all of them together into the sanctuary where they encounter the awe-inspiring words of the Machzor and the Haftarah. Each year I look out and I see people I know who have suffered fresh losses, as well as people I know who are still feeling losses from years before. There are countless more stories and moments within our community. And who among us this year is not feeling Rachel's lamentation and bitter weeping for her children, or Hagar's fear and trepidation that we read about in yesterday's Torah reading, both crying for children who may never come back? I think that's one of the reasons why Jews feel the pull of the high holidays. We need space to cry with Rachel. We need space to acknowledge with Ephraim that we have gotten off the path and feel chastened. And to do that, we need love and compassion, because that is where change begins. As one commentary explains, God helps us to repent by sharing with us the divine capacity for love and empathy. That is the hope and the promise and also the challenge of this Haftarah. We all stumble, but if we have compassion for ourselves and our human frailty, if we have love and compassion and empathy for others, We can also get up and follow a new path to build a better future, if not for ourselves, then for those who will come after us. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail, but we need to keep trying. I learned that from my dad. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you today. L'shana tova tikatevu.